Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of John's Crypto Therapy. Today we're going to be looking more and more detailed into the markets and understanding exactly where the markets are trying to go. Remember guys, we do have bias. We do believe that the market should go down, but does it mean it could go down now? Absolutely not. The market is free to do whatever it needs to do. As traders, we need to realize we could do our best to try to follow the trend, even if it reverses on us. And I'm going to show you a great example of what we need to do and how I executed more trades to the buy side, even though my huge bias is to the downside, guys. It's very simple to understand, okay? Before I do anything, guys, I do want to say this is not financial advice. This is my advice, and hopefully you guys do take everything that I say with a grain of salt and do some research on your own. Remember guys, we are looking for patterns. We're understanding structure. Structure will leave us clues, and that's the bottom line, guys. We're trying to make sense of something that the market is trying to give us, and it's very easy to understand. So once again, we do have a move to the downside, a pendant shape making lower highs and higher lows. We found a place where a breakout did occur, guys. We did not see any volume rise in the volume indicator to show us this was a great breakout, but I seen something that I wanted to take a look at, okay? So once again, I did explain to you guys this move can absolutely go up or down, but my bias was to the downside. We did take a short exactly around these levels of 0.00217, and absolutely it did not go our way, but that does not mean we are wrong. That does not mean this was not a strategical good trade, guys. When we look into this trade, guys, let's take a look at this, okay? We did have lower highs forming, and the market was structurally going down. So I knew a reversal would have came if I seen this highs. See, I would have drew this trend lines like this, guys, okay? I would have seen a change when this break of this trend line was true to its value. Once it did, I could see a reversal slowly appearing, but this absolutely could have been a fake out, and we could have seen the market continue to the downside. So let's just make sense of that, okay? We did have this big trend line that we had before, and we said that this could be a zone for buying pressure. Also guys, let's look at this one. When we look at this, it was making some form of a channel. It was making lower lows and lower highs, guys, and absolutely could have followed this channel and had a breakout to the downside, but it did not. Reasons why: it just wanted to move to the upside, and it's totally fine. I'm going to show you guys why I took a trade around these areas and fundamentally why it made sense. So stay with me, guys. This is the 1 hour chart. So we did have this trade, we did take it. It's going to make sense to you guys, especially when I'm done this video, okay? So please make sure to watch this video twice, 3 times, because I'm going to show you guys a lot of very important things that you guys need to learn. All right, so when we do have markets going like this, we are looking for a sell because it is going down, guys. Vice versa, when we do have markets going like this and making higher highs, we are looking for a buy, okay? Those are not the best of pictures. Hopefully you guys work with me. So it made a high, right guys? Then it made a higher low. Then the markets push up, okay? So for a downtrend, guys, it makes a low, then pulls back up, makes a lower high, then the market continues to the downside. What we had was this exact value placed into this, guys. If you look very carefully, it was making lower highs and the market was continuing to the downside. We had a beautiful break of structure. We had a retest 1, we had a retest 2, and yes, this was a confirmation for me to realize that I'm getting into a trade that is 1 to 7. That means if I lose once, I'm getting 7 times the opportunity to get back that trade. Also means that if I did win this trade, guys, I am making 7 times the profit as I am of losing once, okay? So hopefully you guys understand ratios are very important. Money management is key, guys. And if you do have money management, I do believe you could be a successful trader and you could make a ton of money, guys. Trust me, this market is waiting for you, and especially for you to just make trades and start taking some profits away, okay? This market is for everyone that understands that this could be traded, and it's very crucial that you guys understand little fundamentals, okay? So we are here at this moment right here. I'm going to switch to a different chart on the 15-minute. I'm going to put a pivot point into my charts to show you guys what these levels do mean. So once again, guys, I did switch the charts. I did come to the 15-minute. I did not want to change the other charts. I wanted to leave it like that. I'm here to show you guys how we could work with this and try to accumulate more wins, guys, throughout our trading. It's very easy, very simple, and let's get started here, okay guys? So once again, I'm gonna go here. So we knew that this triangle was trying to make a breakout, guys. We did talk about this breakout. I told you where I entered, and I'm gonna tell you why I put my stop loss where I wanted to put my take profit, but it did not continue to that side. So it's very simple to see. So let me zoom in for you guys here. Also, I do have pivot points on my chart. If you guys do not know what pivot points is, I'm going to give you a quick lesson right now. A pivot point is calculated by the day's close, also the highs and the lows. You multiply it by a certain number, I think if I'm not mistaken 3, and then you get the average value of that day. So that means that P are the pivot points where it dictates where the market's going. Does not mean it's 100%, guys. Nothing that is that indicator is 100%. The best thing you could do is get confluence and try to make something work out of that. So throughout here, I just put my P's until here, my pivot points, because that's all I want to show you guys, because the run up, that's the most important thing. So anything below this, guys, we are looking to sell. That's how pivot points normally work. And then whenever we're looking above this, we are looking to buy. So our daily average is here. So whatever the market goes above it, we are only looking for buys. The daily market underneath this value, we're only looking for sells. That is the way a lot of traders do trade it, but I trade it different ways, guys. You could just use this as structural points of support and resistance, key levels that you might not be able to see, but other whales and investors do see these as massive levels to find massive growth. So it's very simple to understand. So once again, guys, we do see the pivot point. Whatever's above, we're looking for buys. Whatever is below, we are definitely looking for sells. That's how they do it, but we are going to do it in a different way. So once again, guys, we were here at this market at this time frame. So let me zoom in for you guys and show you why structurally it made sense for me to make a sell. So let me zoom in. Perfect. So hopefully you guys do see this charts. We did have that breakout. This was exact retest that a lot of people could have got into. We could have made somewhat of profits, absolutely. But here is where I try to get into a sell. Reasons why: I seen the daily pivot point. I seen the retest of this candle. So let me zoom in for you guys so you guys could see a little bit better. So right here, we seen a retest of this candle, and it showed me a good sentiment of why it could be a downtrend. Reasons why: it pushed up first, it touched support and resistance of the pivot, pulled all the way down, and did close as a red bearish candle. If it closed as a green bearish candle, guys, I would for sure look back to hold off on a trade, simply because it closed green. Because it closed red, yes, we did have a sell-off. Absolutely, I could have take profit at S1, support 1, guys. Absolutely, I could have put my take profit here, but I was looking for the bigger run on the day chart. On the day chart, guys, we do have a time frame where we've seen there's a divergence happening, and the push to the downside is more than likely to happen. So this is why I only wanted to sell. But because I was taking out my trade, I want to show you guys exactly where I put my stop loss. That also made sense around these levels, okay guys? Around the R1 and the R1 here, we have a huge demand of support and resistance zone. I took a position. I did put my stop loss around here. If you guys remember my last video, take a look at it. And yes, absolutely, it did get taken off. And once it got taken off, guys, I seen that this market did get a stride to the downside. So my bias to the down was absolutely wrong at this position, but does not mean I'm absolutely a worse trader. It just means I knew exactly that the market was going to explode. If you guys watch my videos, I talked about the markets exploding up or down, and it's going to be a violent explosion to the up or down. Yes, we got a huge fake out, guys. So once again, right here, yes, we got a huge fake out, but that does not mean anything. If you give up trading just because of one loss, that does not mean you're going to be a profitable trader. You need to reevaluate yourself and understand that the markets will change, and try to do your best to get into a trade that goes the way of the trend. So once again, guys, we were looking for buys after this position. We had a retest of structure. Yes, my trade was taken out, but once I seen this retest of structure, guys, very important, when my trade was taken out at this point and you see a retest of structure, this was such a great buying opportunity for you to look for a long position. But would that be a smart decision? Absolutely not. Reasons why I would say that, because this is the first leg, guys. You want to always wait. So let me show you guys. So this was the push up. All right, guys. Then we got the breath, the retracement. All right, this would have been okay for a lot of traders. Then it pushed all the way back up, and then we had a little breath again, and then pushed all the way back up. So as a trader, where I try to evaluate myself and try to put myself in a position to buy is very simple. I wanted to make sure if this zone right here was a solid enough zone. So I did not take another position over here, guys. I did not take a position here. What I did was made sure that this structure, this support was fundamentally sound. In order for me to do that, I moved my candles over here and my trend line. So I seen that this held really well right here at this position, giving me a confirmation that we were above the P line, the pivot line, seeing another fundamental touch close to the support and resistance line we have at previous zones. This was such a great zone for me to buy. And absolutely, I did get into a buy order. I am in a strong buy to the upside. I'm going to tell you guys where I put my take profits. It's very simple to understand. The reasons why, guys, I wanted to buy after a while was understanding key levels and looking at the daily chart. So I did not want to do any buys, guys, until I seen the breakout of the pivot line on the daily chart. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm seeing. So I'm going to put my pivots in. Let's do this real quick. So let's put that. And we're going to move to the daily chart, okay, guys? So right now, guys, I am on my daily chart. So let me zoom in for you guys and show you guys what I mean. All right. So hopefully you guys do see this bigger picture that I'm trying to show you. So this was the pivot point for the daily chart. Let me remove this line. So this was the picture for the daily charts. So in order for me to look for a bias to the upside, I wanted to make sure that this pivot line did break. I did see a confirmation of a retest in that zone. So I'm going to draw it out for you guys, so we can look for a retest and show you guys how I've safely entered into this market and took a lot of massive profits, and why I did put my take profits around these levels. Reasons why: look to your left, structure gives you clues, and this was such an important zone for me to sell off. Reasons why: my bigger picture, guys, I keep telling you guys this. Hopefully you guys are listening to my analysis and understanding exactly what I'm trying to say here. We have structure here. All right, guys. Okay, and then we got structure here. All right, if we look at these two structures and then we take the brush and then we look at these two structures, guys, you can clearly see the market is going up here while the market sentiment is going down. That is not a coincidence. This is the reasons why a lot of people do lose money. This can be such a fake out that it should have gone down right here, but guess what? Should have, would have, it didn't. Because it didn't, the market wanted to play with a lot of people's emotions, pushing the price all the way up. That does not mean we cannot take a trade. We did absolutely take a trade after it broke the pivot line and we were looking for buys, a short period of buys. If I did take a buy, guys, my bias is to the downside. So if I did take a buy, guys, remember this thing: I'm not putting a lot of volume into my buys here. Reasons why: it can switch on me anytime. If it's going down with the trend, I will put more than enough more volume. Reasons why: I believe the trend is my friend and I'm trying to follow that trend consistently. So in order for this to be accurate, guys, yes, we did see a break. We went all the way to the top of the support and resistance zone. Once again, guys, I did take profit, if I'm not mistaken, around these levels over here. I'm going to show you exactly why I took profits around these levels, because my pivot point is giving me such an accurate rating for me to take profit. It was R5 where I took my profit. So I'm going to show you guys exactly where my resistance 5 was on these charts. Very simple to see. Yes, we can see a bounce off, guys. Yes, we can see a pullback into these zones for another price run. Yes, absolutely could go to 0.0033. Reasons why, guys: it already went there before, previously. So if it did go there previously, absolutely it can go there. But this is a zone where I truly believe there could be such a huge sell-off. And this is where you guys need to start detaching your emotions from tradings and start understanding that this makes fundamental sense to sell these at this market level, guys. Okay, so once again, we are getting into this sentiment right here. I'm going to show you guys where could have been great buy opportunities right here once it broke, guys. Gave me a confirmation once it broke the pivot line and then the confirmation was in. So let's move in. So let's move to the 15. So once we're at the 15, let me just draw this out for you guys. Okay guys, we're back into the 15-minute chart. And we're going to look at exactly why I'm telling you guys it was buy opportunities that absolutely, if you guys listen to my videos and you looked at retest and price, you could use these as buy opportunities to the upside. So once again, this is the line that we have drawn, the zone from the previous 1-day chart that we have drawn to the 15-minute. Okay guys, we've seen a break of structure on the pivot line and we were looking for buys, but does not mean that this is totally accurate, guys. Please do not just listen to pivot lines. Listen to exactly what fundamentals can do in candlestick patterns. We have a retest right here, push to the downside, and there was a buy order right here as well. Once this level did get broken, and yes, we did see the breaking of the pivot line in the daily chart, we knew that there was so much great fundamentals to the upside. So once I seen a retest of structure and this came back into a confluence of the same wick rejection, guys, we knew that there was a great buying potential. So if we did take a buy here and you did miss this, guys, you could totally understand there was a lot of pullbacks into this zone that you could absolutely get into. Especially, remember guys, you're not putting big orders into this, reasons why our sentiment is still to the downside. So now we could see a huge rejection right here, and we could totally understand that this level is making some kind of support and resistance and is giving really great value to this zone right here. Okay, so if we could see that, this zone is right now giving some kind of fundamental aspect to this zone, we could look for a buy order right here. Okay, but on the grand scheme of everything, we knew we took profits already because it hit R5. So right here, this is R1. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to plot that. You click it, you go to your tools, your settings, and you make sure you go to your styles and you click R5. Once I click R5, guys, you could totally see that it already took out my positions, exactly the line I drew on the daily chart, guys. I just scratched off to tell you guys I did not take profits over here. Reasons why the market maybe or may not have that potential of reaching there. I put a line here to show you guys that there was a great fundamental aspect around the R5 that you could absolutely take profits. Yes, I've already taken 2 of my take profits right here, and I'm totally fine with that. Now we do have a great pullback, a great line of where there is resistance, support, and support. This could equal a bigger move to the upside. Absolutely, it could still pull back down a little bit more. We could see it being overbought on the R side, but that's still a good range for us to understand that this pull to the upside can absolutely happen. A lot of people are wondering, where would you see this market going? So it's very easy to understand. So let's take the fib retracements, guys, and let's put it right here and see exactly what levels that it gives us. And right away, we could see that confirmation, it gave us a 61.8 and a 50 zone. So this could be a good and bad thing, guys. I'm going to give you a scenario of what the market could do at this very moment, okay? So this market could play 2 things or almost 3 things. It could go sideways, but I don't see that happening. Reasons why: we're in a high level right now. It's going to be a buy or sell. The price can drive the price all the way back up, could take out the previous high, and if it does, then we have a good confirmation of this trend pushing to the upside. But if it does not take off this top, we could consider a double top, and then we could see price crashing back down to these zones. But on the bigger scale of everything, guys, I do see the price going back down. That's why I'm not really putting too much effort into buying too much of these guys at this very moment. So right here, guys, I brought it back to the daily chart to show you guys more and more. So at this key level, we were looking on the 15 chart for buying opportunities. We've seen a break of the pivot line, guys, and it was exactly around these levels. We've seen a push to the upside. Yes, we had the markets drive all the way back up to the 0.0028 level, which shows us confluence that this was a great support and resistance level. 1 or 2 things can happen. If you look at a double top on the 15-minute, the price will go back down to these zones. We'll see the pivot line tomorrow, what happens to it. But if it does continue up and it does make higher highs and it breaks the highs and it closes on top of the highs, we are still looking for a sentiment to go to the upside. But remember, guys, I want to keep driving this thought every single minute, guys. Remember, this divergence is a sleeping giant, guys. So this is making lower highs while this is making higher highs, thus giving an information to the downside. Yes, this could have been the pulse that was supposed to go to the downside, but I truly believe if this does get overbought, guys, this is the best case scenario. I'm just going to explain this last one. If this line, all right, if this thing gets overbought, let's just say around here, It gets overbought when the markets go up here, guys. So when the price pushes up, to this level and it gets overbought right here as well, guys, and then the price goes back down, that's perfect. As long as this zone does not beat the previous high that we're looking for a divergence from, we're totally fine to understand this market has a great chance of crashing. So if it does crash, guys, please make sure you are ready for that. But other than that, if you are trading to upside, smaller positions, because we're going against the trend, in order for me to secure that this position is going to the upside, I do want to see a break of structure. I do want to see this break this structural zone, get a retest of structure, guys, and then after that we will see a huge pulse to upside. Those are two things that can absolutely happen, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I do appreciate putting out videos like this for you guys. Hopefully you guys become better traders and better investors throughout this journey. Other than that, take it easy, and John out. Peace.